Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a 12-month video for Jonah. He is maybe like a 12 months and a week or something like that, and I know that we haven't been doing this up to this point, but obviously we just started our channel, so I wanted to start here at least to kind of give everybody an update on how he's doing, what he's like developmentally and just growth wise, and also to hopefully start this from going on. So I'm planning on doing a 12-month video and then also maybe like a 15 or 18-month video. If you're new, we'd love if you would subscribe and like our video and check out some of the other videos that we have. I'll be mentioning them throughout the video just because they relate to the things that I'm going to be talking to. But today I'm going to be talking to you guys about his sleep, his play, kind of like developmentally how he's doing. There's been a lot of changes in the past couple of weeks with like his eating, more so with bottles and giving and introducing milk to him. Without further ado, let's get started. So I have a list here of things that I wanted to talk about today, so I'm going to be reading from this. But first of all, I wanted to get started with his stats. So he went to the doctor, I think it was last week, it was the middle of last week. I had scheduled his appointment for it to be the 10th. I don't know if you can hear that. Jonah's like napping right now, so whenever somebody goes by, I'm like, please don't wake him up. And so he's been napping maybe for like 30 minutes now, but we'll see how this goes. So as of last week, Wednesday, I think is what his appointment was, he was 22 pounds and 14.8 ounces, so that's in the 74th percentile. His height, he was 30.75 inches, which is in the 81st percentile, so he's pretty tall. Also, he was 20.5 inches when he was born, so he's grown, I'd like to say almost a foot. I mean, he's grown 10 inches since he was born, which is a lot. His head circumference is 18.25 inches, which is the 57th percentile. So he's probably like on the taller, bigger side, but he's not like huge. I think. So yeah, those are his stats. I also didn't, so usually I'll go in for his appointments, for his doctor's appointments, but Nestor was on spring break and he was getting like 4 shots or something like that, so Nestor brought him into his appointment. So I don't really know too much from firsthand experience, I guess, what the doctor shared with Nestor, but I will share with you what Nestor passed along to me. So one of the things that I was concerned about, I don't know if everybody knows this or if some of you know this, but when Jonah was born, maybe like a few weeks after, maybe a month after or so, maybe a couple weeks after, I had noticed there was a bump in his neck. I think it was on his right side. When we went into one of his checkups, I asked the doctor what it was, and she like felt around and she said, it's not the size, I mean, it's not moving around, so it's not a lymph node. Because usually if it's a lymph node, it'll be able to move around, and she was thinking if he's sick or something like that, or has a swollen lymph node, then that would be it, but it wasn't that. So she asked us to go in for an ultrasound. So we went into the hospital, he had an ultrasound done, and that was like horrifying for me because I was there by myself with Jonah, and just like seeing this like mass on his neck that they were looking at, it was really scary. We got a referral to an ENT. It's super rare, but it's supposed to decrease by the time they're a year old. So she felt around for it, and she said it's pretty much gone by now, which is such a relief. And that was mostly what we wanted to know from the doctor. I think everything else was pretty standard. I don't think there was anything else she was mostly just checking in on him and seeing how he was doing. So next thing I wanted to talk about is his eating. So Jonah started eating, as some of you know, around 6 months when he got the go ahead from his doctor. Since then, I'll link the video here. This is one of the videos I'll link. He'll eat yogurt or oatmeal or fruit. He always has fruit with his breakfast, and sometimes he'll have eggs. And I feel like I do a pretty good job of switching it up. A lot of the times I really like giving him eggs because I know that it's so good for him, but his breakfast, I would say, isn't super, it's usually one of those 3 things with fruit. For lunch, he'll have like cheese, tomatoes. I try to incorporate vegetables into all of his meals, or into all of his like lunch and dinners. But I try to get some protein, so whether that's like a boiled egg or leftover chicken, I'll try to give him avocado or sweet potato. Sometimes we'll have like leftovers that I'll try to give him, leftover cauliflower rice or potatoes. Sometimes I will, and then I also like almost always give him fruit. And then for his snack, I'll usually give him a banana or one of those pouches. Sometimes I give him those pouches for breakfast or for lunch or for dinner too, or for snacks, because I know that's like just nutritious for him and it fills him up sometimes better than some of the other things I'm giving him. And then for dinner, I really try hard to give him whatever we're eating, but like for this past week, we were eating a lot of like takeout food because Nestor's family was in town, and so I didn't always feel comfortable giving him whatever we were eating, so he wasn't eating a lot of like home cooked food. I did want to mention is that sometimes he won't always eat what I'm putting in front of him, and so something that I've been trying really hard to do, and I've heard somebody else mention this before, is that as long as you're presenting them with the opportunity to eat, then that's okay. So if they don't finish the food, that's kind of like their decision, I guess, but as long as he's showing me that he's not hungry, then that's okay. But so later on, if he is showing me that he's hungry, maybe like in like 30 minutes or something or whatever, then I'll give him food again, because it's like, okay, you weren't hungry at this point, but you're hungry now, so I'll give you something to eat. I don't know if that's right, but that's what I do. What I wanted to talk about is his transition to milk and his transition to sippy cups. So I think it was earlier this week, maybe about a week ago, I transitioned him to whole milk, and we just kind of went cold turkey. I wanted to see how he would do with it, and he took it straight away, which was awesome. It like wasn't an issue or anything. So I've been giving him whole milk for I think about a week now. But the thing is that so he's completely off of formula now. He's having about 4 to 7 ounces of whole milk in the morning, and then 7 ounces in the evening before bed. I'm going to try to increase the amount of milk that he's getting, because I think he's supposed to have about 16, and right now that's like not what he's getting. So I'm going to try to increase that. And so I was also trying to figure out, which I actually talk about this in our vlog that we posted earlier this week. He is going to be, I found out that he's supposed to be not having a bottle anymore. So we're supposed to be transitioning to sippy cups or straw cups, which he has always done really well with, but he's going to, so last night I tried giving him the sippy cup at night instead of his bottle, and he did not want it. He was like pushing it away. So we tried the straw cup, and he was pushing that away also. So I just gave him the bottle, and then I was like, I'm gonna work on it tomorrow morning. Nighttime is not the time to be going cold turkey with a bottle. Like, if you're not gonna take it, I'm not gonna give you anything. So I gave him the sippy cup this morning, and he took it just fine. So I'm wondering if it's at nighttime. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. I'll let you guys know how that goes. But yeah, so we're working on that transition to sippy cups from bottles. The thing I wanted to talk about is his sleep. So right now he is at 2 naps a day. So he'll wake up around, I just actually moved his schedule up because of daylight savings. So he's no longer, before we would start his bedtime routine at 6:30, he would be in bed around 7:15. Now he's starting his bedtime routine at 7, so I'm thinking he's going to be going to sleep at like 7:30, 7:45-ish. So that's been like pushing back his wake up time. So this morning he woke up at 7:30. Yesterday I had to wake him up at like 8:10, which was crazy. He like never sleeps in that late for me. So his first morning nap is going to be pushed back to like, I think like 9:30, 10 o'clock-ish. And he usually sleeps for at least an hour, I would say, sometimes 2 hours. But it's pretty rare that he sleeps 2 hours, but it's usually between that range. And then his nap in the afternoon is usually shorter, I would say. But usually he goes to sleep around, like, I would say like 3 o'clock, 3:30, and then he'll sleep for about an hour, like 45 minutes to an hour, sometimes longer, but that's about his norm. So I also wanted to talk about how I'm putting him down for his naps. So before, he would tend to fall asleep on my chest, and then I would put him down, but lately he hasn't been getting drowsy before his naps, so I'll just put him down, and he's kind of like, so yesterday he was been like scratching at my chest or like grabbing my face, and it's just like not nice, and I'm trying to teach him that that's not like what you're supposed to do. And so he'll start doing that, and I tell him no, but he'll keep doing it, and so then I'll put him down. But that's not always the case. Sometimes I will wait until he gets like kind of drowsy and I can see it in his eyes that his eyes are getting tired, and then I'll put him down. So it's kind of give or take. But he will sometimes he'll cry a little bit before he falls asleep. I wouldn't say that happens all the time. Sometimes he's just like moving around, kind of like making noise and stuff like that, and then he'll fall asleep. So he's not always crying. Sometimes he'll cry for like, I think what max when he does cry is like 5-10 minutes, and then so if he's crying for more than 10 minutes, then I'll go and get him. But like for yesterday, for example, he took like a 2.5 hour nap in the morning, and then in the afternoon he didn't nap at all. So I think he went down at like 3 or something, and then maybe it was 3:30, and then Nestor and I actually played a game of Wingspan. I'll link the video where we're talking about board games too. We played a game of Wingspan, and it was actually just enough time that I just like let Jonah lay down in his crib for a bit, and then I went and got him after the game. So the game lasted like maybe like 30-45 minutes or so. And then I was like, he's not gonna take a nap because he took like a 2.5 hour nap later, so he's not gonna nap again. So sometimes I'll just leave him in there just to kind of have a quiet time, and then he'll wake up, or he'll like get up more energized, or like he's not as like super tired as he was when I first put him down. So that's how his naps have been doing. His bedtime routine is about the same as it was when we posted the other video, how we put our 11-month-old down. So same routine, but he is going to sleep a little bit later, like I said, which hasn't really been affecting him too much. He does not wake up in the middle of the night. So I would say on the very rare occasion he'll wake up around like he'll wake up before we go to sleep, and then I will have to we'll try to figure out, but that's like when something is going on. So he's like teething, or he has like a stomach issue or something like that, but that I would say is like super rare. So if you guys have any questions about his sleep schedule, his routine, how he's doing with his sleep, or like how we sleep trained him or anything like that, please let me know in the comments down below, and I would love to answer any of those questions. I'm hoping that Nestor and I will be able to film a baby wise video for you here soon. I think that's something that could be, I looked up those videos when we were first doing baby wise, so I hope that we will be able to do that for you soon. But I wanted to talk about kind of like his activity and his play. So he has been walking since he was maybe like I think it was like a week after he turned 9 months or something like that, and he's like running now. So he's really confident with his walking. He's gotten better about walking with shoes on, thankfully, and now he'll be able to walk around. Like at his birthday, on his birthday we went to that museum. He was able to walk around there with shoes, and he walks around at church with shoes, and he's like learning how to walk around in grass with shoes. So he's doing great with shoes now. And actually this past weekend we started going on walks in our apartment complex, and he's able to walk around almost the whole apartment complex he's usually able to walk around the apartment complex on his own, which is really cool, which is also really crazy to me. But he's been doing great with walking. And then I wanted to talk about, kind of with the activity section, I wanted to talk about his play. So I would say he's getting better at playing with other kids. So he doesn't do this too often. There are a couple of kids that we've been able to meet up with, but he's getting nicer. Jonah can be like very aggressive, I would say, but he's doing definitely better than he was before. So he likes playing with balls a lot. So he'll play with like these little balls from the poppers, from like different poppers. And he will play with, lately he's loved playing with books. So he'll like bring out like a stack full of books and just like go through them and just like keep them pulled out. So lately he's been loving books. He's also been loving his stacking rings, and I put away his stacking cups, so he hasn't been too interested in those. He's also been loving his stacking rings. Whenever I pull those out, he's always like, "Oh, Mom, what are you doing?" And then he'll play with them. He's also loves being outside, so this is something that's so funny. Also kind of with my next part that I'm going to talk about tantrums, but he loves being outside, that whenever we would come inside, he'll like get really sad and he'll like want to be back outside, or we'll say like, "Jonah, like, do you want to go outside?" Or we'll mention outside, because our balcony is like really nice now, so we've been spending more time out there. He'll want to go out into the balcony a lot. So along with that, he has started throwing tantrums. So I'm in our bedroom right now, but we don't usually let him in here because there's like things in here that we that aren't like baby proof and stuff like that. So we won't let him in here without our supervision. And so sometimes I'll open the door to like get something in here, and then I'll close it while he's still out there, and he'll like throw himself on the ground like crying. And Nestor and I are like, this is crucial, that we need to stop this. Like, he can't just like think that he could do this, and we'll just like let him into the bedroom. So something that Nestor and I have been doing with that is if he starts throwing a tantrum, we will kind of like let him go, and then I don't know if let him go is the word. He'll start throwing a tantrum, and then I'll walk away from him, and I'll kind of like divert his attention to something else. So I'll start playing with one of his toys in the living room or something like that, and he'll usually just like, oh, okay, and he'll get up and then he'll come and play with whatever I'm playing with. So I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but that's what we're doing lately. If anybody has any suggestions, I'm like, please like send me them along, because I'm a first-time mom and I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm just trying to figure this out as we go. Both me and Nestor, obviously. The next thing I wanted to talk about is his speech and how he's doing with talking. So he isn't like talking, I would say, but he is like babbling a lot more, and he's like dad, 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 dad. And I think that he knows that Nestor is dad, dad, which is really cool, because at nighttime before going to sleep, I'll like jokingly like call Nestor. I'll be like dad, dad, like I'm Jonah. He's saying ba ba ba. He's also saying mama, not as much as he was before, but I'm gonna try and like start getting him to say mama more. But something that's really cool that we've noticed, so I've said, I've been doing those magnet tiles, like I've been using those magnet animals to kind of like, this is the cow goes moo, or this is the sheep goes ba. And he's really good at saying like when I say this is a sheep, what sound does the sheep make? He'll go ba. It's so cute. And then he'll do it with the lion too. And anytime there's like a lion anywhere, we'll go, this is the lion. Or say, oh look Jonah, there's a lion. What sound does the lion make? And he'll go Rrr. It's so cute. So he's been doing really well at that, and we're trying to introduce more animals, like the cow with the moo. He hasn't really quite gotten yet, but we're working on it. So I think he'll get it. Obviously he'll get it at some point. But something else that he's been doing is that he's been signing a lot more. So he's like really gotten that. So he's really good at doing more. So he'll do this for more, or he'll do like this for eat. But he'll do like this because we do water. He'll do this for water, and then he will do. So we're trying to do all done for when he's eating, and he's started to like wave, like go like this when he's all done eating. And he's just started doing that in the past week too, which is, I think this is like super helpful. I would say the most helpful ones have been like the eat, or like eat more and all done, which is the ones that he knows. Those were the ones that we were really trying. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but one day he started crying, and I was like, oh, it must be time for a nap. And so I went into the kitchen and I came out, and he was like telling me that he was hungry. I was like, oh, this is great, like please like tell me that you're hungry so that I can feed you instead of putting you down for a nap. So those are some of the sign language things that we've been teaching him. We'll probably, especially now that he's getting them more, we'll probably start doing more. But next I'm really going to start trying to teach him body parts more, so like tummy, eyes, just the different body parts, because I think that's a really good thing. And so lastly, I wanted to talk about his teeth. So he still has 8 teeth, but I'm pretty sure like as we speak he is teething. He has like bumps on like his lower teeth, like his lower gums. So I think that he's starting to get more teeth. We've also been brushing, so for months now I would say we brush his teeth every night, but lately I've been trying to implement into our routine brushing his teeth in the morning. So I'll brush his teeth now after we finish eating. And then, yeah, and I think since I've been trying to do that, sometimes I forget, but lately I've been doing a lot better at brushing his teeth every morning. And so that's everything that we have for today. If you guys have any questions about anything that I mentioned, anything in his routine, please leave them down below. I'd be happy to help and to just share with you all what we're doing. Again, I'm a first-time mom, we're first-time parents, so we're really just like figuring things out as we go and learning how to do this whole parenthood thing. If you guys have any suggestions on books or anything like that, please share with me them down below. I would love to learn more. If you guys liked our video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're new, and also hit the bell button to receive notifications so that you won't miss any upcoming videos. And I hope that you guys enjoyed our video today. I hope to make more videos like this, especially as Jonah is getting older. It's so exciting, all the things that he's doing and the things that he's learning and just how he's growing. It's crazy to see him learn all of these new things. And so if you guys have any questions, leave them down below. If you have any comments, leave them down below, and we will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.